All right, welcome back. This is the spoiler section of Wonder Woman. Of course, if you guys haven't seen it already, please do. Please watch. Please catch it in theaters. It's actually really awesome. You can check out our general review somewhere on the screen. But now we're gonna talk about spoilers. So we're gonna definitely talk about the story and all that fun stuff. So Wonder Woman. It starts off with her as a child. We kind of get to know her as this very, very eager little girl who wants to fight. She doesn't, of course, understand the. She just doesn't understand war. You know, in general, of course, she just kind of sees it as fighting, kind of sees it as fun. So, yeah. So of course she wants to train with a soldier and something like that, become a soldier herself. Yeah. So she can she's gonna like running doing or imitating all the fighting stuff, the fighting techniques and stuff like that, which is actually pretty cute, I guess. And I thought that Wonder Woman was or Diana, I don't know, was kind of interesting as well, like her as a child, and then of course we didn't really get to see her as a teen because you're just fighting. Yeah. And then just jump right into the Wonder Woman that we know. And yeah, so we see her like go through a training montage quite a bit. Get to know the general. Like, I really like the general too. Like she was pretty much like a second mother, in a way. Yeah, her mentor that was her aunt, right? I believe so. The sister of her mom. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, she was the aunt. I mean, technically they're all sisters because they're all formed from clay. Yeah. They're technically all the same family in a way, but if you're talking about like directly, but yeah, because she is the sister of the queen or whatever, like the closest sister. Yeah, closest sister, exactly. And of course the queen made Diana herself, so I know, and then we'll talk about who else made made Diana with the queen as well. But yeah. Anyways, I thought that whole part was interesting. So you get to, of course, after all that training, you get to see some of her powers. After she blocked one attack, she like blew away all the other soldiers. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. and even injured the general during that time. And by that time, I believe the soldier, Captain Trevor, you see him escaping from the German army with their own airplane, crashes into the water, and Diana dives in to save him. And after that, of course, that's when they get to first know each other a little bit. And the Germans eventually go through the fog and find the island, and then you can see that awesome kick-ass fight on the beach. So cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you want to talk about that part a little bit, or? Well, just to retread a little bit, the Diana's mom doesn't want her to fight, to learn how to fight. Right, yeah. Because she's a daughter and all that, but she, eventually, she'll eventually, her mom, agrees, okay, you can train, but she tells the general, train her harder, 10 times harder than anyone else, and I want her to be the best. Right. This was when she was a teen. So, after that, many years pass by, I think she's like 5,000 years old or something. She's like thousands of years old, and by then, of course she's gonna be all strong and shit. Yeah. And that's how she becomes. That's why she's Wonder Woman, because she's so well trained. She's been training for so long, and she's pretty much like invincible, and she knows all these moves and everything, and that's why Wonder Woman is how she becomes. She becomes. Yeah. There is one major thing, but we will talk about that in the later section. Yeah. But once Steve Trevor comes in, the whole action sequence, it's the whole first battle between the Amazonians and the Germans, it's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's where the general dies. Very unfortunate. I like that character, but you know,
I kind of saw it coming out. I knew it was gonna happen. Like, oh
yeah, I kind of saw that coming too.
The mentor is gonna get killed off, and then Diana's gonna be like, oh no, I gotta fight for her.
Yeah.
Which eventually does happen.
That first set of motivation.
Yeah, the first set of motivation. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely kicked in for Diana. And of course, they interrogate Trevor with the lasso of truth. Get to find out where he's from and all that stuff. Who he is, what he's doing. Of course, he's a spy. They didn't really cover where he's exactly from. Other than like when the chief talks about the Americans took their land or whatever. Yeah. So he's supposed to be American, but he didn't really clearly specify that he's from the U.S. Army of the Air Force.
Yeah, no, I never got that either. But I'm pretty sure I mean, obviously, he's not British because he doesn't have the British accent.
Yeah.
Even though he's a spy for the British.
Yeah.
But we all know the British is allies with the U.S.
Yeah. But I don't know. I felt like this. He should it's supposed to be the lasso of truth. He's supposed to tell pretty much everything that who he is and stuff like that. But I don't know. I felt that was a little weird. But. It's just a minor complaint.
Yeah, it was very minor. Yeah.
But yeah, he's supposed to be a U.S. captain from the Air Forces, and he is a spy for MI6, which is the pretty much like CIA or FBI for Britain, the British. So he got a notebook from the Germans, which is
Dr. Poison's notebook.
Yeah, Dr. Poison's
with
notebook.
With all her chemicals and her concoctions and everything.
Yeah, it contained all everything about the gas.
Yeah.
In that little notebook.
Yeah, even though it was written some sort of code.
Yeah.
But since Wonder Woman was there and she read it, she could decipher what it was.
Yeah. Apparently the Amazonians know several languages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why Wonder Woman was able to decipher that. So after they find out who he is, what all that stuff, of course, Wonder Woman wants to go to that world to save the world. After thinking that Ares, the god of war, she thinks he is causing that war.
Yeah.
The World War One, which is really funny because tying in real history with
with the mythology.
The mythology, I think is really funny.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool at the same time. Let's see. So anything I'm missing before?
No, I mean just pretty much keep going from there. She joins him.
Yeah.
He at first he agrees right away. No. But it's her mom that doesn't want her.
Yeah, he agrees, but
the mom doesn't want her to go because she's like, if you go, you can never come back. All this stuff. She's like, I have to go. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. There's that little scene or that little cliche. I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. They cross. Trevor and Diana cross. The ocean to get back to London to give the notebook to the British, the MI6.
Yeah.
And before that, of course, you see Wonder Woman, get to know some of the culture, and of course, she made a really funny comment about London being disgusting.
Yeah.
Because London was kind of infamous for being pretty smoggy and stuff like that. A lot of cities back then had very poor air quality and stuff like that. So
especially London.
Especially London.
Yeah. If you played Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the last one that came out, they got that pretty down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you played it, but I played it, and it's all smoggy and you can barely see. There's no clear skies. There's always smog and smoke from the boats and shit. And they got that down pretty well.
Yeah. She made a really funny comment about that, and she, of course, there are like all these like little humorous moments about her learning, you know, why they're holding hands and about love and there's like a nice little scene with the German spies like chasing after Trevor and Diana, and you get to of course see her deflecting more bullets and Trevor just punches one out.
Those people are terrible shots, by the way. I thought the stormtroopers were really bad, but those guys are like they just stop. They're like, oh, okay, you shoot next time, or like you shoot now, and then okay, I'll shoot, and then like she like just blocks all. We just shoot them all at the same time.
Yeah.
They're like like oh, she can block. Yeah, keeps on like fucking like blocking. They're like, just shoot her already.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But you know, it's Wonder Woman. You know, you can't kill her. She can't die that easily. You gotta have the bad guys be all dumb and shit. Yeah, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they're pretty dumb in the beginning, or to begin with, anyway. Yeah. But it is like a little funny now that you put it that way. Yeah.
I thought about that right away. Like, just shoot her.
Yeah, just shoot her.
What are you there for? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had in that one scene in the alley. They had like 5 different guys around them. Yeah. And just one person shoots, and then she blocks it. And they're like, and then they just shoot her there. What the hell are you just standing there for?
All right. So after all that, they of course eventually get to MI6. He gives them the notebook. They try to read it, and then she reads it, and they find out about Dr. Poison's plans, the gas and stuff like that. Yeah. So Trevor tries to pretty much like stop it by I guess by himself, because what was it? They just didn't want to like jeopardize, I think, with what they're currently doing, which is trying to like negotiate or something. They're negotiate for peace in Belgium.
And the armistice. They're trying to make an armistice.
Yeah.
But all Wonder Woman wants to do is go over there. Like Wonder Woman is like dedicated to go over there and find Ludendorff, who she thinks like 100% sure that he's Ares.
Yeah, he's Ares.
All she wants to do is go over there and kill Ares.
Yeah,
and that's her way of like ending the war. Like she doesn't care about any armistice or peace treaty or anything. She just wants to go over there.
Yeah.
And kill Ares, and then she thinks everything's gonna go back to love and peace.
Yeah. She thinks that killing that one man would stop the war and stuff like that. That's like what was in her mind pretty much like most of the time. And of course they get to No Man's Land, but before that they gather up some men, or like 3 men pretty much. Yeah.
Small man army.
Yeah, very small squad. One of them was an actor, the other one was a drunk or a Scottish man who happens to be a marksman, and also the chief. Yeah. Did you feel that the chief was kind of out of place, or no?
I don't know, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It was kind of just like, whoa, really? Yeah. But yeah, at least it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean they had to have some sort of diversity, I guess.
Yeah. And after that, they get to go to the trenches and to kind of hear about No Man's Land, which is kind of cool because I do like World War I history, or like that kind of history from 1940 to 1980, 18. Yeah. Excuse me. So I thought it was really cool. They that tie all that in. Yeah. Trenches and all that stuff. Cool. Yeah. And they were pretty much kind of just like being cowards for a bit. I mean, understandably, because no man's land. No one steps on that land. Yeah. Because the Germans have their machine guns ready to just fire on them, like
it's pretty much like instant death.
Instant death, yeah. It's just, but Wonder Woman, of course, doesn't give no shits about that.
Yeah, she really wants to go there because there's a lady in the trench. They're like, oh, there's a city over there that they've taken over with women and children, and they're slaves and all that. Wonder Woman's like, oh no, fuck that. I'm gonna go over there. I don't care what you guys do. I'm gonna go over there and free them. Yeah, and then that's when the whole sequence happens when she gets up, like, okay,
it's just like the slow-mo walk,
deflecting all the shots and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's called No Man's Land, but she's not a man. She's a lady. So I was like, oh, I see what they did there. Yes. All right, I see it.
Yeah. No, a woman. Women can step on that field.
Whatever. Yeah. Right.
But yeah. It was really cool to have her like fight against the machine gun nests, like holding the gunfire, like distracting the soldiers from and all the other soldiers charge and stuff like that. Yeah. And you get to like see her like destroy the machine gun nest and all that stuff. It's just really cool, really cool. Of course, the men like shoot him up, and you see Trevor like shooting people with a shotgun. It was pretty sick. I actually really liked that.
Yeah, the whole sequence was great.
And then eventually they get to the village it was a village, right?
It was a village.
It was a village,
little town.
And wow, you should see like her just kick more ass, and we talked about how the whole fight was just really really clear. You see what's going on, and then you can see the part where she like breaks the chair leg and everything, like all that stuff. It was just so cool. Yeah, so cool.
Very nice.
And then of course she continues to deflect bullets. Like how? Like she like no there's no shot that ever hits her. It's just really weird.
She just knows where to aim.
She knows where to block.
Yeah.
Somehow
she has that vision. Just like
yeah.
Wow. All right.
Somehow
either that or the terrible shots. Just
everyone's a terrible shot. Like no one ever shoots her, tries to shoot her in the face or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how.
It's bad guys for you, man. We always make the bad guys terrible shots.
Yeah. Even like well, she was blocking with her shield, but the machine gun nest, like it couldn't even hit her either.
Yeah.
But even that, like they didn't even like go for her legs. They just keep shooting at her like her shield.
Her shield, yeah.
Nope, never to the legs or anything.
Right.
but anyways, they got what they deserved. They got their ass kicked, and especially the sniper in the tower, like. It was kind of unfortunate to see how kind of useless the marksman was. Like, but of course he has PTSD.
Yeah, but that's when they need you the most, man. That's when you have to get over it.
Yeah, you have to get over it. You're a soldier.
Yeah,
I mean, you
at
have
the moment, don't get don't get so distracted at the moment. That's why you're there. That's why they hire you.
Yeah.
You get up there and do your job, and then after when it's all over, then you can like go to shit, whatever.
Yeah, sulk.
In the moment, you gotta try your best not for it to affect you.
Yeah, I kind of felt like
that's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate to see that happen to him. Like he just couldn't shoot him.
He couldn't shoot him. Yeah.
He just couldn't shoot him. But at least we get to see a really cool shot or really cool thing where the three men like held up like a metal door from one of the tanks or something. Yeah. One of the armored vehicles.
Which she destroyed single-handedly, by the way.
Yeah. She like threw it. Yeah. She just threw it. Like like it was so cool. And then they used that for as like a jumping platform for Wonder Woman to pretty much like crash through the tower and just explodes. Like she was just pretty much like a mortar shell. Pretty much. It was really really sick.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and then pretty much she saves the whole village. You get to see the the people like cheering for her. She's like, yeah, I saved the village. Like I can do this. I can save the world. Like she definitely has that like in her head. You know, she's like she believes definitely now that she can save the world. Especially what just happened. She like just plowed through the Germans and save this one village. She's just filled with hope. You know, and of course you get to see the romance between Trevor and Wonder Woman. How do you feel about that part? Did you see? Did you see as unnecessary, or did you say it makes sense? Like what?
I mean, no. I mean, I didn't think it was unnecessary. It didn't really affect me too much. Like I wasn't really expecting it. I didn't think they were gonna like be so close. Like really touchy. It was kind of like okay, but it wasn't over
cliche
overdrawn or like overplayed. It was just pretty brief and like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah. And then, next scene, that's it. They never talk about it again.
Yeah, they dance and they kissed at the bed. So you kind of assume that they made love.
Yeah, you assume they did woo, but
they did a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That's pretty much
other than that, next day, get back to work.
They're like back to work.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened.
So
kind of thing.
Which is it was very brief.
Yeah, it was brief.
But it was touching. It was very touching to see them, dance, have a beer together,
No, yeah, and then like, you see her like and there's like snow and stuff like that, and they get to kind of be in that part together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was nice to see. It was, and of course, like you say, it was brief. It wasn't like we got the gist of it. We definitely got that. Yeah, we get it. They're in love,
Yeah.
So they didn't. I'm glad that they didn't like go out too much with that part, waste any more time.
Yeah.
So after that, I tried to get to the castle, and they infiltrated the party. Of course, with Trevor trying to living up to the disguise as a German soldier. I thought that was really hilarious of him, trying to put up that German accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty hilarious. Kind of, it reminded me of like 007 or those kind of like movies, like being a spy and stuff like that. Like it was really
that's that's his thing, and he's a spy. So
yeah,
he's got to know what to do. All these, he's got to do all these different accents. Learn different languages, and that's his job right there. He the way he did it, it was very hilarious.
Yeah. It's nice to see like those kind of like very cliche, hokey little movie things that you see like with spy movies in a modern movie. So I think it was a really funny little nice touch to it.
Yeah.
And of course, Wonder Woman doesn't want to stay put, so she goes into the castle herself. Puts on. She actually, takes from Trevor a bit because she learned to, put on disguise. So she, pretty much like robs this like rich woman and takes her dress.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. She makes, or it creates a little more character, or it puts, or it's like a nice little sign of progress in a way, like character progression.
Oh yeah.
She is learning. She's like taking things from other people or whatever, and she's like making it her own.
Yeah.
Being able, and she's able to succeed to what she wants to do, which is to try to infiltrate the castle and try to go find Ares, or AKA Ludendorff or whatever. Ludendorff.
Yeah.
Ludendorff. I think in between you see Dr. Poison giving Ludendorff this like new gas apparently that she was developing.
Oh yeah.
That gives people like super strength.
Yeah.
Tested on Ludendorff and it works apparently, and he's like, and because with that he actually went far as to go into the meeting with all the other German commanders and kills them, has them killed off with Dr. Poison's other gas, which is generic poison gas, mustard gas or whatever. So he kills him off so that of course he gets to pretty much like lead the war to lead it, try to lead it into victory. And then after that, there's the whole party thing. There's that little scene with Ludendorff actually meeting Wonder Woman. They're like, he like forcibly has her dance together with him, and of course Trevor talks to Dr. Poison, which is kind of a little weird since in the beginning of the movie you see Trevor taking the notebook and then just runs off like I don't know, I think but then again I guess she didn't really like see his face.
No, she didn't. She just it was just like he was already out the door when by the time she saw him, so she didn't get a good look at his face.
Yeah,
so she doesn't know what he looks like.
Yeah, so it does feel a little weird that he's able to get this close to her and then yet know she doesn't recognize him, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. But so I think he was trying to like have her show him like the poison stuff and they get to see the secret weapons and all that shit. But because Wonder Woman was there, he's just like, oh shit, you know, like everything, like she's about to, like his cover's about to get blown and all that stuff. But you know, something happens anyway where he doesn't get to see the secret weapon, and they fire off the shot of the poison gas into that village that Wonder Woman saved, and Wonder Woman just immediately ran back to that village and gets to you know, find out the hard way that, you know, everyone died. You know, now she really, you know, wants to kill Ares to stop all this. Yeah. And it was a pretty shitty scene, you know, of course. You get to see.
Yeah, that's the horrors of war.
The horrors of war, yeah. You get to really see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of obvious that, you know, they had that slow-mo to, you know, show you that, oh, yeah, she learned the horrors of war, you know. Yeah. Yeah, but it was still a pretty dark scene. You know, you get to see some of the bodies and stuff like that. Yeah. Even like you saw, of course, I think you even see like some children. I think part of that, or
no, I just saw a lady. I don't think they showed any children, but you assume there's children there.
You assume, yeah. You just assume that like pretty much
everyone in that village is dead. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why Wonder Woman goes nuts, and they get to the base where, you know, they have this like giant plane is about to take off with all these like bombs, and they're gonna bomb London with this plane to like spread the gas and stuff like that, right? Yeah. And naturally, of course, Wonder Woman, Trevor, and the other men try to go stop it. And of course, Wonder Woman gets to Ludendorff and kills him. And of course, nothing happens. Nothing really happens. She realizes after being so much in denial that he's not Ares. So I personally, of course, saw that coming. Yeah. It's kind of just like, oh man, she's gonna be in some for shit. Oh yeah. So she's kind of like, why aren't they stopping? I killed it. I killed him. You know. And then of course Trevor, you know, tries to talk to her and stuff like that. And then I guess there was a cut in a way, because you'll know why once we get to that part. But and they just pretty much like cut to him saying, "Oh, I gotta go." You know, they kind of had that like a little exchange of dialogue where, you know, like it, you know, not everyone's evil because of Ares. Like, you know, people are evil because they're evil themselves. Yeah. You know, it's just it's their own choice, not Ares' choice. You know, and then he's trying to, you know, put that into Wonder Woman's head, but, you know, she's still kind of like in denial, like, no, it's like it can't be. Ares got to be somewhere else. I don't know. But you get the picture. Yeah. So they, you know, of course, they continue trying to stop the whole bombing, and pretty much right after that, the real Ares shows up, and that real Ares is one of the people from MI6, the one who's like pretty much most closely connected to Trevor. He's like kind of like an closest associate to Trevor. One of the guys from MI6, and you know, there he is just standing there. He's like, when he first appeared, like out of nowhere, I was like, oh fuck, this guy. Yeah. You can't, like, once you see him, he's kind of just like, oh yeah. You kind of like you can put it together pretty quick. Yeah. You know, but I didn't expect it to be him exactly.
I mean, either. I was kind of unexpecting.
Yeah. But once you see him, he's like, oh fuck. Yeah. I mean, that was interesting. That was a pretty interesting twist.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I like the twist. You know.
And of course, you get to know like how, you know, or you get to know his side of the story of Zeus, how and why he was, you know, fighting Zeus and stuff like that. Like, he's saying like, all these men are the evil creations of yours or whatever. So he tried to get rid of them, but of course Zeus tries to stop him, and there's all this war and shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, you get to see Ares just doing all kinds of shit, like and you get to actually see Ares with that really cool armor. You know, like he like gathers all this metal and like and becomes he pretty much becomes Ares. This is just really cool. I thought Ares is gonna be like this generic British guy.
Yeah.
Mustache and everything, like has a cane, all that shit. Like, oh, come on.
Nobody actually puts on armor. Like, you know, he doesn't really seem like an Ares.
Yeah.
Like the actor, you know, he's just like this British guy with a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he would be more younger looking, more badass looking, but you know, okay, well, he has to be this guy, I guess, this old guy. But you know, at least he put on the armor. You know, he got better. You know, his appearance got better. Like, oh, all right, cool. Like, he actually looks like, you know, an evil Greek god.
Yeah, I kind of wish they took a little further by, like, you know, making his eyes red and then, like, his, like, you know, making him a little less human in a way once he put on that armor. But he can still see his, like, British face. I was like, man, all right, whatever. Well, he's put on the armor. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, and then you can see, all, like, his more of his powers, like, he was, like, throwing swords and all this shit. It's really cool. And, of course, you know, all this like battle, the big battle ensues and stuff like that, and then, well,
he soon reveals that he's the one that he's been leading this whole time, Dr. Poison and Ludendorff. He's the one that gives them the ideas to create the gas and, you know, all this other stuff.
And then, but he says like, but it was their choice that they did this or whatever, so you know, whatever. It's...
And he gave them the ideas, and then they just followed it. Like, oh, okay, let's do it. You know?
Yeah. So of course, him being the
so he, in all, he was the main mastermind between, you know, all the, you know, the war that was going on and everything. You know, he's the one that created it essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to like know or to think that he's the mastermind of World War One. I guess in a way,
or a war. Well, yeah.
Well,
makes sense.
Yeah. The war to end all wars, whatever. Yeah. Oh, but there's one thing I kind of wanted to talk about before we go further. Did you notice like some kind of like weird little mistake? I think like because Trevor said, you know, he called World War One the war to end all wars.
The Great War.
The Great War.
Yeah.
Oh, the Great War. He said it was the war to end all wars, right? If I'm correct.
I don't remember him saying that. I remember him saying, you know, this is a great war, you know, going on.
And then one woman said, "Never ending war." You remember that?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I might have misheard that, but I don't know if he actually said the war to end all wars, and then she said never ending wars. Like what? Like I don't know. It's just kind of this like weird thing that
maybe they call it each, you know, their own thing.
Their own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. This is something a little weird thing that I kind of forgot to point out, but yeah. So eventually, Trevor gets to stop the plane, but he sacrificed himself. He blew up the plane with his gun. And the woman's like, no, and then she
goes full on Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan, yeah.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when Krillin blew up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I was like, oh shit, it's Super Saiyan, you know?
Yeah. When Frieza blew up Krillin, like, you know, pretty much. Yep. And then Goku goes Super Saiyan. Yeah, that's pretty much like how it happened. Like, it's very, very similar, but yeah, it's so cool. You can see her one woman like use her powers, like, because she's actually a god. She's like some sort of like demigod or whatever you want to call it. But she is essentially has god-like powers. Yeah. So that's why she's like that special Amazonian. That's why, you know, her mother like really wanted to treat her as like special. Yeah. Because she is also the daughter of Zeus. And which kind of explains why you know, Wonder Woman is the Wonder Woman that we know. Like, she's like, you know, this super amazing godlike figure, you know, that oh, and of course we kind of forgot to talk about the God Killer, which is like this supposedly a sword, right? And she took that sword, believing that this is the thing to kill Ares with.
Yeah.
And but right when Ares showed himself, the sword was gone pretty much. He just
destroyed it.
He destroyed it
like nothing.
But and then now we find out that she herself is the god killer.
Yeah, not the sword.
Not the sword.
But yeah.
So another little twist, whatever. Yeah. Kind
of. You don't use the sword. It's the person. The one. It's you, Diana, not the sword. You're the one that's supposed to kill the god.
Mm-hmm.
The sword doesn't do shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So eventually, she was able to kill Ares. Kind of unfortunate. I kind of want to see a little more of Ares in maybe like in a Justice movie or something. But they always kill off the villain in the movie.
I mean, you never know. Maybe he might come back. I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
You never know.
You never know. Maybe because he's a god. I don't know. He
can
come
exactly.
Back.
Yeah, he can come back.
You don't really. I mean, yeah, it is true. You don't really get to see him actually like disintegrate. He's kind of just like it's just a very quick little thing.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see in detail like him like disintegrating, falling apart, or like just
like Cell.
Yeah, Cell. yeah. He's kind of just like very brief. Like, yeah, and then he just completely disappears, of course. But after that, just kind of just like it kind of wraps up nicely, and you see, Wonder Woman mourning for the death of Trevor, the man that she loved, her first love, and of course nothing. You don't really get to see what happens after with the three men, other than they kind of mourn with her, and
yeah. And after that, it just cuts to the present day.
Yeah, the present time. She's like in her office. Yeah. She's looking at the picture.
The picture, yeah. Which in the beginning, she gets that picture delivered from Bruce Wayne. You see his logo, his truck, and everything.
Yeah, Wayne Enterprises.
And his men delivered the picture to her, and that's when she
talks about herself.
She has those flashbacks. That's when the movie starts right there, because it's pretty much like her flashback. The entire movie is like her reminiscing about her past.
Yeah, it's from her perspective, of course. So.
Yeah, the picture of her. It's the same picture you see in Batman vs Superman, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, with her and then Trevor and his other team.
Yeah, that's the squad. Yeah. It's. Well, it was the picture during Bruce Wayne looking for other heroes. So he finds. Yeah. So and then he finds out about Wonder Woman, and then Wonder Woman came from. She was still that same person from World War I. In that armor and everything.
Yeah, he's like, why hasn't she aged? Like, who is she?
Yeah. So there's that same picture. So it's like, yeah, it's really cool. You get to see how it was taken, stuff like that. Yeah. You had to see where that picture came from. So yeah, it kind of just like wraps up how you expect to wrap up. She kind of flies away and stuff like that. So yeah.
I think fly or jumps?
She flies.
She flies. Okay.
Yeah, she flies.
She didn't fly in the movie, right? She just
she kind of floated. Yeah, she started to kind of float a bit.
Does she fly in the actual comic books? I'm not sure.
She flies.
She flies. Okay.
She flies. Yeah.
Because she has a jet, no?
She has a jet, but she flies also. It's kind of just weird.
Invisible jet.
She has an invisible.
Which I'm gonna laugh my ass off if they bring that up. So I don't know how the hell they're gonna do that, but I say just scrap that. Just have her fly.
Yeah. I think they'll have some kind of jet by Wayne Enterprises or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Not make it invisible. I guess they can make it visible, but make it look cool at least. I don't know, or they can just scrap that whole idea.
Yeah, I remember the old Justice League, the cartoon. You see Wonder Woman, you see her flying the invisible jet. What's the point? You actually see her floating. It's like, what the hell? What is the point of that? What is absolutely the point of that? And especially if it's invisible all the time, how are you supposed to find it?
I know, right?
Yeah. So
I don't know. It's just kind of like a cheesy
comic
book thing.
Yeah. But yeah, she actually flies. As strange as that is, because she is a god. She has god powers, or godly powers, as Ares did. So that's why she's able to do that. But it is kind of just weird.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. We pretty much covered all the major stuff. Not too many twists, of course. Just you know, just you know.
No, not just that one. The one twist I can think of is Ares.
Ares, and of course, you know, for, she's supposed to be the god killer.
Yeah. Right? Okay. The big reveal. Yeah.
That's like that's supposed to be a twist, but
yeah. Yeah. No, I was more. It was more unexpected for me, the Ares part. Mm-hmm. That was my twist right there.
Yeah, of course, but it is supposed to be a twist nonetheless.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So that's pretty much it for the spoilers. Unless you have any more things to wrap up.
No, pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, we both had fun watching Wonder Woman, and we do have we hope to see Injustice League. No, Justice League. We want to see that be good, but you know, it's like we don't know what to expect really.
Yeah.
Kind of just we're not trying to put it high up there.
No, I'm not gonna I'm just gonna be like Justice League. All right, it's gotta.
All right, well,
hopefully, you know,
we'll watch Justice League and see what happens.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you know, they.
Well, what they shown so far in the trailers, you know, looks good. You know, I'm
yeah.
gonna go see it. But you know, then again, they did that with Batman vs Superman. The trailer looked awesome, and then when we go see it, it's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I mean, with Batman and Superman, like the way they like spoiled that part, I was like, I became suspicious after that.
I mean, it still looked cool. I was like, I still want to see it.
Oh yeah,
they did spoil it in the trailer. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then, funny enough, they did that with Spider-Man, unfortunately, but I did not see that trailer.
Oh, I seen it once, and you know, I don't know. Hopefully, you know, it won't affect me that much when we actually go see the movie, but yeah, we'll see.
So yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming is like pretty much like the next major movie we'll go see. So we'll definitely try to get together and review it as soon as we watch it. But anyways, yeah, that's been Wonder Woman with the spoilers out of the way now. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any spoilers that you guys want to talk about, if you want to discuss anything about Wonder Woman, what you guys think, leave it down below, and we'll see you guys in the next movie review.